The Dallas Cowboys post-game show is brought to you by AT&T. More for your thing. That's our thing. Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Miller Lite, the only beer of the Cowboys. And by NFL Game Pass. You'll never miss a game again. Enjoy full access to coaches' film and game replays from Week 1 to the Super Bowl. Subscribe at DallasCowboys.com/Game Pass.
No problems anywhere. The Cowboys have won their home opener. They're 1-1 and right back on track after beating the New York Giants tonight by a score of 20-13. Welcome everyone to the Cowboys postgame show at AT&T Stadium. Brad, Sham, and Babe Laufenberg, and the best dressed man. and you had to go some because Tyron Smith had a pretty sweet jacket. But Taco Charlton is not only the best dressed man in the locker room tonight, but a sack. Recovered a fumble, and you've been doing it all summer. You've been all over the field. Let's start with you first of all. What's the difference from a year ago?
Big thing is just comfortability, and then another one is just the work I put in the off season. Was hard, but it's paying off now, and I'm starting to see how much it's paying off by the improvement in my game.
And would you mind telling us who you're taking to the prom? Or is that still a secret?
This is
it looks awesome.
I might be going to the ballroom. I need my Cinderella,
I like it.
a little bit. But
if you keep getting sacks, she'll be out there. Trust me.
Taco, walk me through the sack then. So the line, you're on the right side of the defense, the left side of their line all blocks down. And all of a sudden you're like, wait a minute, is anybody going to block me? So you're looking for a guy?
I was actually shocked. I got off the ball fast. And
you're like, where's it coming from?
Where's everybody at? And I thought I was going to get a screen or something like that. Nothing came. So, I had a free shot to Eli. It was easy sack right there. Last week I was working to get the Cam and making some good moves and still couldn't get to him. So I'll take this one for sure.
And then the other time you come in there and Damian Wilson punches the ball out and all of a sudden it's sitting
right there. It's sitting right there, yeah. So I'm, like I said, I had some great things, follow my way. And, I worked hard for it and things ended up paying off and coming my way for once.
It's a new coordinator. It's a new head coach for the New York Giants, but it's the same result. You held these guys to 13 points in both games last year total, and today it was 13. What is it about the Giants that you guys have figured out?
I don't know. I mean, it's a rivalry game, so we play hard. But we play hard every game. But that's just having that rivalry game and us wanting to win, and especially right now, we coming into a new season, home opener, and coming off of last week, we definitely wanted this win bad, and it showed in that way we practice, how hard we practice, and coming out here and the way we played.
Now, I'm guessing it wasn't quite as difficult in the same way as the humidity in Charlotte last week, but. Randy wasn't able to play tonight. Malik went out, and so that rotation is getting pretty thin. What do you say to yourself to get yourself through a night like that?
Oh yeah, it was definitely tough not having them guys, and then also we haven't even got David back, and so having that rotation kind of slim right now. It was definitely tough, but like I said, we push each other so much, and the way we work during the season, the amount of conditioning, especially with Coach Marinelli, the way we work, he definitely gonna condition you so you're ready to play. How many ever snaps he gives you.
Taco, you've had the start for the last 2 weeks. Some of that was because of your play. Some of that was because of the absence of tackles. They needed Tyrone inside. Is it in your mind to put in their mind that that's fine to start the game with 97 out?
Yeah, definitely. That's why I try to make more plays and try to help this defense and especially defensive line out. So try to make plays and then hopefully, like I said, keep starting out the whole year and continue a great year out.
And I'm going to assume you got Saquon Barkley when you were at Michigan and he was at Penn State. So what did you tell your teammates about him?
Like I say, I knew the playmaking ability he had, the stop and start. How hard he is to tackle. But like I said, I know the talent we also have, and our defensive line is also great. And on our our DBs did a great job today. Our linebackers did a great job of tackling them and getting them down. And I don't think he had that many rush yards. So just the pressure we had and everything we applied did a great job on all fronts of defense.
That's going to be the formula all year, and you guys are certainly up to it tonight. Taco Charlton, huge part of this win. Congratulations. Thanks for the time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Cowboys post-game show continues in a moment. Welcome back to the Cowboys post-game show at AT&T Stadium. Cowboys win tonight for the first time, 20-13 over the Giants. Brad, Sham, Babe Laufenberg, and one of the many defensive stars for the Cowboys tonight, safety Kayvon Frazier, all over the field, caused a turnover, making big hits. Did you tell yourselves coming into the game that this one was going to have to be mostly on your backs until the offense could kind of straighten itself out?
Yeah, definitely. But you win as a team, you lose as a team. So this was a good team win. Our offense, they did a good job of helping us and keeping us off the field a couple times, or really the whole game. They did a good job of helping us and keeping us off the field. The first drive, anytime an offense can go down there the first drive and score some points, that just gives us more motivation and it makes us play harder. So man, all credit to the offense, and we just did our part.
You had the straps of your backpack on just a moment ago. You took it off for the interview, but I didn't know if that was a backpack or that's holding your shoulder together, because for the uninitiated, you've been playing with a bad shoulder.
Yeah.
How do you play with a harness during the game? How's that work?
Yeah, I do play with a harness. Throughout the week, the trainers, all of our trainers, they do a good job of keeping my strength up. So we do so I come early every day and we do a bunch of shoulder mobility and shoulder strengthening, so I can strengthen the muscles around, the part that's actually hurt. And yeah, man, they did a great job. They did a good job the whole week, and my job is to go out there and play. And the harness held it in place, and I'm good.
I said to Brad, if we go see a doctor, and we said, they said, what do you do? Well, we sit at a desk and we announce. They said, well, don't do that for 6 weeks. That shoulder's bad. With you, they said, well, get on out there. So how difficult is it to fight through that injury? Mm-hmm. I know you want to play, but if you're not out there at 100%, things change a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, almost everybody on the field is hurt right now, just from the preseason. It's a long season. Everybody gets hurt, and almost everybody played through injuries. So, I'm built for it. So I just went out there and just played my game.
So we kind of suspected that making Manning uncomfortable was going to be the key. We've talked to Taco about that, but I think Barkley had 28 yards rushing. He caught a lot of balls, but for not very much yardage. In the back end of the defense, what did you guys say to yourselves was the key for what you had to do to getting this win?
Just cover these guys. We didn't look at anybody differently than we did last week. We just went out there, and Coach Richard put in our head that we can cover anybody. Our corners, they did a great job of staying on top of Odell and Sterling. They did a great job. So we just went out there and just covered these guys.
Babe made the point that there was no special attention being paid to the wide receivers by the corner. You're just playing. Has Coach Richard kind of put that in all of your heads? Just you can cover anybody, go cover them.
Yeah, definitely. Along with the preparation that he brought to our secondary, he also brings the confidence. The confidence factor is huge in the NFL. If you go out there with no confidence, you're not going to make too many plays. I think everybody in the back end have confidence that any play that comes to them, they can make.
How nice is it, too? You're back there in the secondary, you're covering, you're moving, you're seeing, and all of a sudden, we don't have to do anything. The quarterback's on the ground. 6 sacks tonight.
Man, that's the best feeling.
Yeah.
Especially when it's on third down and it's a long drive and that's on third down, and it's just a big relief, a big sigh of relief.
Actually, that's the second best feeling. The best feeling is one you have right now because you won the game and you were a big part, Kayvon.
Right.
Appreciate it. Congratulations.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
There's Kayvon Frazier. Cowboys post-game show continues in a moment. Welcome back to the Cowboys post-game show. Brad, Sham, Babe Laufenberg. Cowboys 20-13 winners over the Giants tonight. Here's the guy who just changed everything right from the beginning. Tavon Austin showed Cowboys fans why the club signed him, and that was a huge play. I know you were looking forward to playing a game in this building, in this uniform. Walk us through that play and what that feel like.
It's the same play we've just been going through the whole week. Me and Dak connected a couple times during practice. Coach just gave me an opportunity, man. He told me to go out there. Coach Sanjay told me how to really run a go route, taught me how to really run a go route. And I came with the line, made a good move, and, Dak threw a good ball.
Obviously, you script those plays. That was the third play of the game. Did you know third play, this is my play-action shot?
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
Yes, we do.
So when you saw the coverage and you knew you had singled up out there,
when I kind of seen single high and Jack Rabbit, I know I had a chance. And I know I had a chance, so I just took advantage of it, man.
And you also had the best corner on you at that point.
Yeah, Jack Rabbit.
So if we're going to script it, why don't we script it and throw it to you the other way?
I mean, it just happened like that. I made a good move on him, and he kind of got stumbled up, and I put the burners on there for that one, so that was a good thing.
How frustrating was it for all of you last week the penalties made it kind of impossible for you to play your game. And it was a little better tonight, a little bit more of what you can do. How difficult was it during the week when you have not yet had a chance until tonight to kind of show what you are?
I mean, it's all about patience. It's my 6th year, so I already know about it. I've been on winning teams, been on losing teams, and it's a long season. So it's all about just waiting for that right opportunity and that right time. And when the time comes, you got to deliver. You got to deliver. You can't fuss and fight about, I'm not getting the ball this week, not that week. Because when the ball comes to you the 4th and 5th week, you got to be ready. And that's my approach. If I get the ball, I get the ball. If I don't, I don't. The only thing that matters is to win to me.
You played against these Giants in 2016 as a Ram. You had 10 catches in that game, a career high. You aware of that even?
You know what? I thought about that game today a little bit. Yeah,
no, there we go. You just take it. I don't even have to ask
I definitely did think about that game a little bit today. But last year we played them too. And I probably played about 3 snaps. So I kind of was a little upset. But I was going through my stuff that I was going through, man. It only made me a better person and a better player.
And did you go back, you look at that game, is there something about the Giants you like playing against them? Say yes, because now you got them twice. Now you got them twice a year as a Cowboy.
And then you got to think they're in our division. So it's definitely, they ain't going to let up on us. We know we go over there to see them in their place, they definitely going to bring it.
You said in Oxnard, you've said it to a number of people, that the important thing to you, and I'd like to have you just tell fans watching about this, the important thing to you about this opportunity this year is injured last year, couldn't be Tavon Austin, and that now you kind of feel like you have a fresh start. Is that right?
Exactly right. That's if anybody. Anybody who ever went through an injury or any type of, they had to lead a team into a new family, and they take you in, man, it's a good feeling, and that's all I've been over here since I've been over here. All love, starting from the top man to the bottom man, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just thankful, I'm happy I'm over here, and I'm glad I finally made a play tonight.
I'm going to digress a little bit here, and I'll go back. I always thought Henry Ellard ran the best comeback that I've seen as a route runner, and now you're here, and you got to come back again today. I watched you run him in camp. So you talk to me about your comeback. Is that a teaching reel for young receivers?
Yeah, that's all Sanjay work.
Yeah?
That's all Coach Sanjay work. He got all of us running them like that.
But you feel really comfortable running that, it appears.
That's really one of my comfortable routes to run.
Okay.
That comeback. I love that comeback.
I could tell.
Yeah.
I'd love it too if I ran it like that.
And you would have loved it if someone ran it when you were throwing it like that.
Well, Michael
Congratulations on the win.
Thank y'all, man.
Appreciate you.
Tavon.
Tavon Austin with his first Cowboys touchdown. Cowboys post-game show continues in a moment. Welcome back to AT&T Stadium. It's the Cowboys postgame show. Dallas is 1-1 after beating the New York Giants by a score of 20-13, and one of the reasons was quarterback Dak Prescott, who not only started the game with the deep shot you were calling for last week, and he hit Tavon Austin, and he made a number of big throws, but there were a lot of great read options. Some were designed, some were his decision, but I thought that was a critical part of the win tonight.
Oh, I agree 100%. 7 rushes for Dak. That seems like a pretty good number, 5 to 7. You don't want to get up into double digits. But I think if you end up a ball game and he's only run it once or twice, probably didn't utilize him enough. And I thought he did a great job of knowing when to run it, got some good blocks downfield, and really effective in that running game.
Let's hear some of the post-game comments of Cowboys quarterback Dak Prescott.
You ran a good bit more tonight than you have in recent games. How'd you feel about that? Obviously, you did a great job.
Yeah, I mean, felt good. Running something that obviously kind of comes natural. So going into this week, knowing kind of what this defense offered us and offered that quarterback run, that was something that we wanted to attack, and we knew we were going to come into this game with a few of these plays, running a few of these plays, and we were able to have some success with them.
Talk about Tavon Austin.
Yeah, I mean, he had a great night. We knew we were going to go at him early. That was the plan. So I mean, coming off of that play action. He just won clean. I mean, took the inside release and put his head down and dug, and then I was just able to get the ball out there. He just made my job easy there, and then showed off his speed. And then once again in reverse, come back late in the game. He was just all around the field making plays everywhere.
Against the Giants defense, that was the plan, to come out early and aggressive.
Yeah, I mean, we just wanted to be the aggressors. We wanted to set the tone in the run game and the passing game, and make them try to defend what we were doing. And it's not us going to the game trying to call our offense off of what they're doing on defense rather than us be the aggressors, and we did it.
You guys play at such a high level. Is there anything that challenge accepted can actually do, or is that just, do we make more out of that than really is?
I mean, we definitely hear that. And I kind of said the challenge accepted. I said I accepted it, but I can tell you I wasn't the only one who accepted that challenge. This team accepted it. That offense accepted it. And we wanted to go out there and just show these guys.
What's the difference in the first game and the second game in terms of execution?
Say again, sorry.
The difference in the first game and the second game in terms of offensive execution and success?
Yeah, I mean, we executed the plays tonight. Simple as that. I was able to throw the ball better, much better than I did last game. So, I mean, it just came down to that. We protected better. Overall, ran the ball better. It was just a much cleaner game in our execution.
Do you feel like this will maybe send word to some of the fans and quell the negativity you heard last week?
I didn't hear any of it.
What's it like to watch the defense, especially the pressure they got on Eli and the electricity they provided tonight?
Yeah, the defense is good. These last 2 weeks, everything that they've done, getting to the quarterback, keeping the number of points the opposing offense scores down. Know we're going to have a lot of success going forward. They continue to do that. Proud of them.
As you went against that defense every day, obviously in Oxnard, did you get the sense that they could do this?
Yeah, I definitely got the sense, and it wasn't necessarily always fun. Going against this defense in Oxnard, as you said, there are some days that weren't pretty. I'm sure y'all saw it, and they kind of dominated the practices, and then we'd go back at them, and it was back and forth. And we knew we were going to have a good defense, and it was going to only make our offense better.
Those are the words of Cowboys quarterback Dak Prescott. And, Brad, I think the most impressive thing today, didn't have the big numbers, didn't have the gaudy numbers, didn't throw it a ton, but no turnovers. So that's the third straight game against these Giants where they've had no turnovers, and, oh, by the way, third straight win.
We'll wrap things up from AT&T Stadium when the Cowboys post-game show continues. Welcome back to AT&T Stadium. It's the Cowboys post-game show. Brad, Sham, Babe Laufenberg. Cowboys 1-1 after the 20-13 win over the New York Giants, and it's a division win, so that's a good thing. And I thought that was the formula that we're going to have to see. You'd like them to throw the ball a little bit better or catch it better or whatever, but it was effective. They ran well enough. And with the defense that they played tonight, that can be a winning formula.
Yeah, and as they say, defense travels. It's going to have to travel this week because they're going to Seattle.
Ooh.
But the way they played against Carolina, the way they played against the Giants, I mean, this defense is going to keep this team in a lot of ball games this year.
Yeah, and I don't think it was a big surprise that they got after Eli Manning. Whole different kind of a challenge than playing Cam Newton, and both of them are a little bit of a different challenge than playing Russell Wilson.
Yeah, kind of a tweener there. Russell Wilson probably a better passer than Cam Newton. And I know a lot of people are counting Seattle out. They lost their first game. We'll get a chance to scout tomorrow night on Monday Night Football against the Bears. But I just think with Pete Carroll, they still got some of those few defensive guys left. And with Russell Wilson pulling the trigger, Doug Baldwin at receiver, they're still going to be a formidable threat.
So the Cowboys are 1-1. They play in Seattle next week. Everything's good again for at least another 7 days. For Babe Laufenberg, I'm Brad Sham. That's tonight's Cowboys postgame show, and Babe and I will see you next week in Seattle.
The Dallas Cowboys postgame show was brought to you by AT&T. More for your thing, that's our thing. Miller Lite, the only beer of the Cowboys. And by the Dallas Cowboys Football Club. Want to tour AT&T Stadium? For more information, call 817-892-TOUR.